Recording in progress.
All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. You're welcome. Welcome. We welcome our attendees. Please react with an emoji if you can hear me. React with an emoji if you can hear me. Oh, interesting. You're welcome. Let's just hold on for about 2, 3 minutes. Let's hold on a couple of minutes so we have more attendees join us. React with an emoji if you can hear me. Excellent. Let's hold on a moment so we have more attendees join the call. We'll get started in a bit. We'll proceed in a bit. We're just waiting for more attendees to join the call. All right, we'll get started in the next 3 minutes. All right, I think we'll just proceed with the conversation. Please react with an emoji if you can hear me. React with an emoji if you can hear me. All right, good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the Artificial Intelligence Edge webinar. My name is Muyiwa Adewoye, and I will be your host for this webinar. I'm a project manager in the Innovation and Technology Department here at Mate Consulting, and I am genuinely excited to have you with us today. But before we dive in, let me take a moment to tell you about the organization behind today's webinar. Mate Consulting is an indigenous HR consulting firm with over 40 years experience. We are ISO certified and we are trusted by some of the continent's most prominent organizations to deliver extensive human resource and innovative solutions that drive sustainable business success. Mate services include HR consulting, talent development, or what you call training, employee and business process outsourcing, contact or call center management, and technology solutions. But what defines us is not just what we do, it is how we do it. We empower organizations with the right talents, strategically positioned to drive business success. And that mission is at the heart of why we are here today. You would all agree with me that there's a new buzzword called AI, also known as artificial intelligence. AI is making waves around the world because of its capacity to transform and reshape the future of work. And today's webinar is about making sure that you and your organization are not left behind. Welcome once again to today's session titled The Artificial Intelligence Edge, Reimagining Efficiency and Unlocking New Opportunities. This is a high-impact webinar designed to specifically equip professionals and organizations with practical tools to automate operations, enhance decision-making, and drive new revenue streams. And you do not need deep technical expertise to do it. Today, we would explore how to combine strategic insights with real-world use cases. By the time we are done, you will not just know what AI can do, you will understand how to apply it to real business challenges and how to improve your productivity and how to future-proof your role in an increasingly digital economy. Now, before we get to it, I would love to hear from you. Please take a moment to type in the chat. Tell us your name and where you're joining from, your industry and role, and one thing you hope to take away from today's session. Let's do that in the next 60 seconds. Type your name and where you're joining from, your industry and role, and one thing you hope to take away from today's session. Let's do that. Let's keep it coming. Let's have your chats in the chat box, your name and where you're joining from, your industry and role, and one thing you hope to take away from today's session. Let's have the engagements coming. In the chat box, type your name and where you're joining from, your role and your industry, and one thing you hope to take away from today's session. Let's keep it coming. Type your name. Oh. In the chat box, type your name and where you're coming from, your industry and role, and one thing you hope to take away from today's session. All right. Your name and where you're coming from, where you're joining from, your industry and role, and one thing you hope to take away from today's session. Let's keep it coming. All right, so that we make the best use of our time, let's get into the heart of today's conversation. I am pleased to introduce our first speaker. Dr. Kwetishe Jorodanduma is a UK-based AI and data consultant who helps organizations identify where AI delivers real value, and more importantly, how to implement AI effectively. He currently leads the design and delivery of an executive AI program for Nigerian manufacturing leadership with a focus on measurable business impact, responsible governance, and building sustainable internal capability. Dr. Danjuma holds a PhD from the University of Glasgow alongside an MSc and a first-class honors degree in computer science. He is a registered member of the Computer Professionals of Nigeria, the Nigeria Computer Society, and the Nigeria Institute of Management. His doctoral research applied computational analysis and large-scale remote sensing data to complex real-world problems, and he brings 8 years of cross-sector experience spanning academia and industry, including published contributions in machine learning. Dr. Danjuma, welcome. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Dr. Danjuma.
Just give me a moment to share my screen, please. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Please, if you can see my screen, indicate by using an emoji to show that you can see my screen and you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you very much. My name is Kwetishe Danjuma, and like the speaker has introduced me, I don't need to dwell on that so much, but I have a computational background and I've been engaged in consulting at this level. So, and I'm here today to be your facilitator and to also help you understand what the new concept of AI is all about. And the topic for today is artificial intelligence age, reimagining efficiency and unlocking new opportunity, from how AI can be of assistance to how it automates and to how it runs as an agent. And that will be our focus for today. Now, before we go into that, I would like to check the room. Let's understand where everybody is coming from. And I would like you to engage with, I just want to bring up a poll now that I want you to engage with before we begin. Yeah, take your time. Just let us know where you're coming from. If your domain is not listed here, you can use order to type in which option best describes your work area. We can do that within the next 60 seconds. Please indicate by using an emoji if you're interacting with the polls already. Yeah, thank you. Few more seconds to go. You just pick an option. You can pick multiple options. You can let us know in any other areas that is not listed. I think we should have enough by now. Can we get to meet the people? Where are they from? What area covers them? What area best describe their work area? Please, if you have answered any of this, if you have answered, please just indicate by using an emoji. We just want to know how many of you have been able to do that. Thank you. Thank you. Next, please. Yeah. We also want to understand where are you or where is your organization with AI today? Is your organization doing anything that has to do with AI? Have you had that word before? Are you currently using it? Please, within the next 5 seconds, we see the last option, then we can begin. Let's get the last option, the last pool before we begin. Yeah. How will you describe your understanding of what AI can actually do for work? Or possibly what can AI do for you? Are you confident? Do you have some idea? Or do you just know it as a buzzword and not the substance? Honestly, not sure. That is also okay. Just let us know which option. Please, can we have the result on the board so that we can begin? Yeah. So this is interesting. Those in the leadership and management positions are 15%. We have a lot of HR people in the house. We have finance, we have sales and marketing, we have operations, and we have others. And these others were interested in you interacting with us at McTe to deliver any specific business need for you. Okay. Oh, a lot of over 55% already using it regularly. That's good. It means that this discussion today will be interesting. Can we see the last option there? The last pool, please. Yeah, I have some idea. 65% of the people have some idea. So we can begin. Thank you very much. Please indicate if you can see my screen and I can move on. Use an emoji if you can see my screen. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So we're looking at Africa's AI reality check beyond the hype. It could be a hype because we don't know where it has been, how it is driving businesses across Africa or across the world. Your organization is already losing. This is the way we put it. Not because AI doesn't work in Africa, but because most strategies ignore the conditions on ground. If you do not understand that, just know that you're already losing. But I've got a good news for you. That is the reason why Mathieu decided to take it upon himself today to bring you together and to let you know that I can show you the way forward. Now, the promise versus what is actually on ground. Can the elephant dance in the cage? That is very, very impossible. How can the elephant dance in a cage? How big is the cage? So the promise, AI will leapfrog legacy system, democratize access, accelerate economic growth across continents. But at present, significant structural constraints. The first one, which is what you might be impacted right here for this webinar, is power. connectivity, data, capital severely limits who benefits and how fast. Because these things need to be in place for you to be able to be sure that this promise will come true. Now, 12%, less than 12% of Africans currently have meaningful access to AI technologies. This is according to Global Voice this year. What about the infrastructure gap? AI runs on fundamentals, not the buzzwords here. So without reliable power, robust connectivity, and accessible cloud infrastructure, sophisticated models simply cannot operate. Now, AI runs large language models, which means that there's a lot of computational power is required. A lot of data points is required. And it requires a robust connectivity as well for you to be able to work efficiently using it. So less than 1% have global data centers, less than 1%. Africa's share of global data center capacity, the single biggest bottleneck for AI development. This was as at this year report by Tech Trend. 12% have AI access rate. The share of Africans with any access of AI tools leaving about 88% entirely outside the current wave. But the good news to companies that are attending this webinar is that you can take the leap of faith, invest in it, and be the first to cash in this 88%. And believe you me, Macte is here to hold your hand and help you get you across that line. So please talk to us in the house while the webinar is ongoing. You can engage us and put your request down. We'll be glad to attend to you. Thank you. And about 3% higher cloud cost, because cloud compute in many African markets cost far more than in Western counterparts, widening the gap. So that cost is the variance, the difference, the gap is so wide between, for instance, in Africa and in Europe, where I'm speaking from, or from Nigeria and the UK, where I'm speaking from. The difference is so wide. Now, when you want to deploy, there is an issue of data mismatch. There is an issue of pattern, not a leapfrog technology. So voice notes, handwritten ledgers, informal transaction, vast unlabeled data that standardized machine learning pipelines cannot process. This is where contextualization comes in. We are not just adopting, we want to understand how our data can fit in, how we can clean up our data to fit in. Now, fraud models turn using Western behavior, flag legitimate small business transaction. This is because it was not trained in our own kind of data. Like, for instance, your thumbprint is different from the thumbprint of most of the people in the Western society. So in other words, person of color has a thumbprint that differs from a person of non-color per se. So, and that is the difference. Now, unlike mobile phones, AI can't skip infrastructure. It depends on the power, the data, and the connectivity layers behind it. These are the backbone that drives it. So deploying off-the-shelf AI without local calibration, or what I call contextualization, you must contextualize it to your need, to your situation, to your environment. It doesn't just fail, it actively compounds the inequity. So you need to understand where you want to push this in. Now, the 4 key statistics in manufacturing, I'm just giving you an example of manufacturing here, for instance, that the structural cost of operating Nigerian industry without AI, about 676 billion spent on alternative energy alone. And you guys can agree with me that within your household this morning, some of you have spent this money already, have spent part of this money already on maintaining power in order to stay on this webinar. Now, about 1.7 trillion raw material import cost. That's according to MAN as of 2025. You have about 18,000 plus manufacturing job lost, and you have about, in terms of cement cost, Nigerian cement cost per ton, for instance, is 30 ton as compared to 6 ton in China. Can you see the difference? Significant difference. Now, Nigerian manufacturers, they are not failing for lack of talent or ambition. They carry structural costs that AI optimized competitors simply do not. And this is applicable to fintech, applicable to HR companies, applicable to oil and gas, applicable to so many of the industries that are represented here today. You have your own cost. So 706 billion backup power, 1.7 forex, manual quality control, reactive maintenance, fragmented data systems. These are not fate, they are engineering problems. And AI solves engineering problems. If there is something I need you to understand today is that AI solves engineering problem. An engineering problem drives economy. Because without that engineering problem, you won't build infrastructure. And when you build infrastructure, you're solving a problem and business will boom. Now, let's go into what AI is and what it can do for you proper. I've just given you the general background in terms of manufacturing, for instance. I need you to use the chat box and also to put in anything that you think is your expectation for today. What do you expect to get from this training? Or so far, if you have already gotten something so far, feel free to put it in the chat box as well. Let's do that within the next 60 seconds and I can move on. Tell us what are your expectations. If you have already met some of the expectations, please mention that in the chat box just to encourage those that are also watching. So in order to maximize our time, I will move on. Now, you might be hearing it. You might have been hearing it for a very long time. AI, AI, AI. But what I'm here to tell you is that it is no longer a future technology. It is not. It is already like it's already like your mobile phone. It is with us now daily. It has become our daily work tool. Like some of you have said, you are engaging with it regularly. You can now begin to see that it is just like it's becoming part of you. So AI is changing how professionals write emails. Some of you here, how you write emails now have changed. Your language are more polished as compared to how you speak in real life. And that's because AI is helping you do that, because strategically, business-wise, you need to be more presentable in order to deliver. And AI is helping you do that. AI is also helping you to analyze your data. It's helping you to decide. It's helping you to serve customers. For those of you that are in the customer service centers, or those that are in the financial institution as well. And manage operation, the real opportunity is not just using any of the variants of AI like ChatGPT. The real opportunities is learning how to apply AI to your business workflows. Now, what can it do? It is, most of us understand this as when you hear AI, look at it as like a software that can understand, generate, analyze, assist with tasks that normally require human thinking. And most of those tasks could be tasks that are repetitive. So it can read and summarize your document for you. Maybe you're a lawyer and you have a lot of case files to go through. Maybe you have case file that dates back to 50, 60 years ago, and you want to go through all of them. It can summarize that document for you. It can generate reports. It can emails and also do proposal or fine-tune your proposal for you. It can analyze the pattern within the data. You have a large data that you are dealing with. For instance, maybe if you're a financial institution or whatever is your domain, and you are dealing with data, you want to make sense of the data. it can identify this pattern for you. It will classify the information, group them the way you want it to be. It will assist you to make a decision, and it can automate any part of your business workflow that requires you to deliver successfully. Now, why is it that AI matters? It is becoming the new opportunity layer, productivity layer for modern work. Okay? I'm sure that most of you are here today because you've got questions. You want to learn something and you want to see what AI can do for you. The good news is that it can reduce how you handle that repetitive task, because there are times that maybe every day you're doing the same thing over and over, every month, quarterly. AI can do that for you. It can improve your decision speed. Maybe you need to get to the boardroom on time. You need to deliver. You have a lot of uh, decision documents to go through in order to come to a final decision that you can present before the board. AI will help you speed up that decision process. It can unlock knowledge that is hidden, something that you didn't know is hidden within your data. It will identify that for you within that document. It can improve customers' response time. For most of us that run into issues and we need to call our banks, we need to call the telecom industries, we can tell. It can support staff productivity. It can build smarter business processes. So that is why this particular technology matters. So the big shift, the future of AI is not just content generation. That is just the list of what it can do for you. It is workflow transformation. Because as companies, you're doing more than just content. You're doing something far more than that. And your businesses require transformation. And that could be the reason why most of you want to adopt it. Now, for example, let's assume like we've got a good percentage of HR people in the house here. And I'm going to be citing some example that had to do with maybe the HR, how HR operates, how you advertise, recruit, and fill up position for industries. So from manually reviewing CV, AI-assisted candidate screening, from manually writing minutes, AI-generated action points, from reading long reports, and the list goes on. Now, there are 3 levels of AI use. So level 1, you could use it as an assistant. It can serve you as an assistant. It helps an individual complete a task. Level 2, it can automate your workflow. That is, it becomes part of your defined business processes. What is it that you do in your company? What are your workflow? What is the way you deliver for your customer? It will help you automate that process. Now, as an agent, it is at your service. It receives a goal, it uses the available tools, it takes action and escalates to human when needed. The reason we put that escalate to human is that human is always kept in the loop because of sensitivity of business processes. You need a human to also review the outcome of what it has done for you, especially when you're dealing with very sensitive issue. Like maybe you're in the bank, maybe you're in any other sector that any wrong decision could cost you a lot. You need a human in the loop. So is AI taking your job? No, you're still relevant. So for those of you that are here today that might be afraid, no, this is just one of why you're still relevant. So one scenario, 3 levels. We are going to be using one example to run through these 3 aspects of how AI serves you as an assistant, how it will serve as an automator, and how it is also work as an agent. Now, the scenario is we're looking at Nigerian bank, for instance, wanting to recruit a customer service officer for its border branch. Many of you can relate with this. Some of the requirements that are mandatory to the job is the individual must be a French-speaking person. And we will use this example to explain why we mean by AI can serve as an assistant, it can automate workflow, and also serve as an agent. Now, level 1. As an assistant, how will it handle this? So the human-led, we look at this first phase, human-led, AI will help you. AI helps when asked. Number one, it will open the CV manually, copies the CV, asks AI to assist the candidates, give strengths, gaps, and suggested interview questions. It can help you decide what to do next. Now, by so doing, you get to do what you get to do faster review. You get to have a better summaries of the candidate. You get a better interview preparation. It helps you to do that. And this is the reason why it is now easier for companies to quickly recruit to fill up a position as compared to many years ago when we apply for 4 or 5 months, they're still shortlisting. They'll be mailing you their shortlisting because they're manually reviewing the whole of this process. It takes time. Still manual, one CV at a time, no automated workflow. This was. Now, level 1 tools, some of the tools that helps with the level 1, common AI tools, assistant tools that some of these are known to you. This product by OpenAI called ChatGPT, you can write, analyze, and summarize, including brainstorming. You can go Gemini by Google, which is AI assistant within Google style productivity workflow. For Claude, long form document analysis and professional drafting, Claude will handle that for you. And a large language model notebook created by Google itself as well, document-based research and summaries. And you have Sonos for music, jingles, and audio content generation. These are some of the common tools that are associated with this level 1. Now, let's look at how to demo the level 1. Example of the prompt. The word prompt here is the language we use in interacting with the AI when you want it to do something for you. The kind of the instruction we're typing into the platform is what we call prompt. So will it take your job? No. How can you safeguard your job? Become better with prompt engineering. If you don't know what prompt engineering is, Magte is here. Reach out to Magte and let Magte develop one for you and train your staff. Let's get you prepared for the next move to come. So we give it a prompt and said, review this CV against the attached job description for customers service officer at semi-border. The candidate must speak French, summarize the candidate's strengths, gaps, risks, and recommend whether HR should shortlist the candidate or not. This is the way forward now. Possible outcome, the candidate summary, language evidence, customer service experience, strength, the concerns that it could flag, because it is not just giving you what you want straight up. It is also going to try to pinpoint those things that you might have missed. So it will raise concerns, suggested interview questions, and recommendation. Now, in level 2, we're looking at workflow where it functions as a workflow automator. Please, if you do have questions, drop them in the chat. Drop every question you've got in the chat. We're here to interact with you, and there will be time for us to answer some of your questions. Please engage with the chat. So for level 2, as an automator, this is a process-led. The first one was human-led. The second one is now process-led. So AI performs intelligent steps inside a defined workflow. So for instance, in case of the HR example, candidate submits CV and simple script checks mandatory French requirement. This requirement is the requirement you set up at the human-led level to the AI to say, I am specifically looking for French-speaking candidate. So that is a key criteria for you. Qualified CVs moves to AI scoring. The AI now compares that CV with job description, then update the dashboard, emailed draft are generated, and HR approves shortlisted candidate. Human in the loop. Remember, your job is not going to be taken away from you for those who are prepared, because you're still relevant, you're still in the loop of the equation. So, for instance, Let's look at level 2 demo workflow. The application, for instance, is submitted. The rule base is applied to check which, if the person has got French requirement. If the person fails that, if it fails, an email draft is sent automatically because the key thing for that job is French speaking. It's closer to semi. We want the person to interact. If it is passed, it is now moved to suitability scoring, another stage. Then, if it is below threshold, when it is scoring, it rejects it and send an email because this threshold has also been set by you. You want it to be that at certain percentage of what you want to take. He's got French speaking. He has other requirement you're considering as well. Now, if it is above the threshold, then HR will review. HR approves. Human in the loop. You are still relevant if you keep up. Please, McTay is here to help you to keep up. Don't be afraid that your job will be taken away from you, but engage with us and we'll train you for what is to come. Thank you. So on to the next. When you look at the rule base before screening before AI, does the CV mention French language ability? Human, you'll be checking this one. Does it mention related terms like Francais, Francophone, and all the likes of them? Does the candidate live closer to Lagos, Seme, Badagry? You don't want, maybe you're not interested in accommodating somebody coming as far as Sokoto because you don't want to spend on relocation allowances and all that. So it becomes a challenge. You want somebody closer to the place. Does the application include email and phone number? These are some of the checks. Now, AI-based suitability scoring, it is going to score. And when it scores, it's going to give it a weighted score like as you're seeing on my screen. For instance, we are looking at it that, okay, customer's experience is very key, and it carries the highest weighted score. This is designed, this percentages is for you to decide how you should grade them based on what is most important for you for the job. Language, banking experience, education, communication skills, location, and proximity. All this is handled. Now, if you look at the outputs now, you will see it is going to give you candidate, friend check, location, AI score, recommendation, and action. And you can see now that Amina Yusuf, probably from the Sokoto that I speak about, that I talked about, is got the highest score here based on this, 86%. And this already is it will show you that this is a strong match. But it will give you all the other options. Mandatory requirement missing. So good match, weak fit, borderline. But it is for the HR now to review and decide what they want. Human in the loop. Your job is not going to be taken away if you're adequately prepared. Please engage with us. Now, the action is for HR review, reject draft, HR review, reject draft, and you hold or you review as well for the person in the borderline. Now, what are the common tools that helps you in this level 2? Most times, workflow automation and AI integration tools, most of them are, you make use of Google Forms and the Google Sheets simply integrated. This simple application capture and tracking as well. Now, you can use the Google App Script or the Python environment for rule-based screening. You can engage with Zapier, no-code automation process, business apps. So you get to deliver for those who are not tech-savvy, for instance. N8, visual workflow automation and self-hosted automation as well. Then you get to the common flavor of AI that we are very, very conversant. Some of the words that you're conversant with Chat GPT API, you have Gemini API, you have Claude API. Now, AI scoring, extraction, and summarization is handled by this particular flavor of AI. So you have Edible, you have Notion, lightweight dashboards. Some of you might have been engaging with Notion a lot. Then you have Gmail integrations as well. Now, the N8 AI agent nodes can connect to tools or API inside your workflow. Zapier positions agent around automating work across thousands of apps. So if you need to know more about these areas, please speak to Mate. Mate is here to help guide you and also propose a way forward for you. Now, level 2 is powerful. This is where many organizations should start from, because many of you are seated today that's thinking on behalf of not just yourself, but for your organization. You're asking yourself, where should I start from? It is practical because you start from level 2. You start practical because it solves a real business problem. It reduces repetitive work. It is easier to control than full automation. It keeps human in the loop because of mission critical assignment, sort of. Now, it can be measured. It is suitable for HR, finance, admin, and several other industries that are represented here today. And to those who are not also here today, if you have concern whether your industry is fit to deploy AI, please speak to Mate. Mate is here to deliver that for you. And that's the reason why we have gathered you today to show you the way forward. Now, level 3 is when the AI is acting as an agent. So let's follow the same example. Now, at this point now, it is focused on goal-led. AI can decide the next steps using approved tools, for instance. Instead of saying, score this CV, you could ask it to say, help HR find the best French-speaking customer service candidate for semi-border role. You're speaking to it like almost like the way you have conversation with your colleagues. It's like having a senior consultant that you explain your problem to them. Could you please help me find the right candidate that will fit in this position for us? We've got needs. And you can say the same thing to AI and provide. So what the agent would do, first of all, is the agent will read the job requirement, which is provided by you. It will review the CVs, which you have given it access to. It will ask for missing information if there is need to. For instance, you're asking that the job must have French language requirement, but in the job, in somewhere along the line, for it to measure up that, it doesn't have that parameter indicated for it to flag it up for you to ask to say this is missing. Now, it will rank the candidate, it will draft emails for you as well. It will schedule interviews and it will update the HR tracking system. And it will notify HR as well for approval. This is as easy as it can get, and it will allow you to be able to deliver results as fast as you can as compared to now. So what is the difference? Some of you might be asking. You've been used to chatbots. Now AI agents are available. What are the difference? You can see that for chatbot, it waits for your prompt to be provided, but the agent walks through a task. Chatbot gives you one response, agent does multiple things at the same time. Usually does not use tools, but agent is asking you questions. Are there tools that you normally use in your workplace that you want me to integrate with? And you want me to integrate with in order to serve you better? Human drive each step. Agent can decide what next based on your defined scenario. It can decide what next. Best for assistance, but best for delegated work. And the future belongs to delegated work. You want to set it up, go and rest, come back, and pick up the result, review it, and you're done. Now, the anatomy of an AI agent. AI agent is as good as having both the AI brain, the instructions, the tools, the data, plus human oversight. Please mark this one, human oversight. You are still relevant. Your job is not taken away from you if you're prepared. And that's the reason why Mate is here. Get Mate to help you get prepared for tomorrow. Now, in the AI brain, models that understand and reason. For instruction, the goals, the rules, and the boundaries is set. And for the tools, you're looking at emails, calendar, CRM, database, spreadsheet, and all the likes of them. And as for data, you have CVs, you have job description, you have HR policy, and you have the scoring rubrics you have provided. How much weight should be assigned to this parameter if the candidate has it? How much should be assigned to this if the candidate has it? You want to do that. Now, the human oversight, the HR review, approval, and accountability as well. Now, coming to level 3. Now, this level 3 is looking at an example of how we can apply this level 3. So the AI agent and the AI building tools. The example is AI agent, which is agentic workflow with connected tools and the APIs. Zapier agent connected to business apps. Then you have OpenClaw, which is priding itself at the moment as your personal AI assistant as well as an agent. It can do either ways for tasks like emails, calendar, workflow, action, and even for programmers. I've seen many using it in that context. Then you have the Copilot Studio, Microsoft Copilot Studio, which is an enterprise Copilot and also agent. You have custom AI agents built using the popular flavor of AIs that we know, OpenAI, Gemini, Claude, Longchain, Python, Laravel, and other platforms. Now, OpenClaw describes itself as a personal assistant that can clear inboxes, send email, manage calendars, and work through chat apps. But one thing is important. When you are setting up, giving it instruction, you're also allowed to review what it sends you. When it sets the email, it will allow you to approve or disapprove before it gets sent. Now, before this level 3, this is the last part of this particular presentation. And before we move on, let's find out if you have few questions that we can answer before we move on to the next. This will allow you to take water and get us engaged. Are you seeing any questions?
I do not see any questions in the chat.
Please drop your question in the chat if you have got any question in the chat. Any question? Not yet. Okay. We can move on and come back to it. But before we move on, now the next stage, I have been speaking for a very long time now, and I've kept saying, Magte is here to help you. That is the reason why Magte brought us into this webinar. Now, let's look at what Magte is offering that you can currently engage with, and to also let you know the capacity that we have in-house to also develop any bespoke solution tailored to your need. So I'm going to step aside a bit and allow my colleague to take over to tell you the kind of product we have in-house. Stop sharing my screen. Please go ahead from here. If I stop sharing? Yeah. You can take, you can take off from here.
Yeah, hello. Thank you very much, Danjuma. Thank you for your time. That was very insightful. Let me start by saying at Mate, we don't just use AI to augment our operations and drive efficiency. We also build AI-powered solutions that solve real-time business challenges. So today, I'll be walking us through our Mate Aisha ecosystem. Aisha is one of our agentic AI that we use for to build or solve different business challenges. So let me quickly run us through the ISA, the ISA ecosystem. At Mate, we build based on use case. So we have the ISA QA, and we have the ISA Whisper, we have the ISA Mainman, and we have also all our platform that we build use custom APIs, and we automate some business flows, and we have AI coaching and AI analytics. So for ISA QA, if you agree with me, for a lot of customer services that are on this call, for every quality assurance evaluations, your QA, if you have 1,000 agents, and each of these 1,000 agents in your call center takes about maybe 200 calls per day, and we have number of QA that will sit down and start analyzing this call just to evaluate the calls for quality. Out of these 200 calls per day, the manual QA, the QA officer can only do 2 to 4% of the call evaluation. But what the ISA QA is doing to us today is a game changer. It evaluates 100% of the calls. Like you can see from my screen, before versus after AI. Call coverage 1 to 2%. Now with AI, we can do call evaluation up to 100%. Scoring bias, before is high. A QA assessor might just maybe because of relationship or because he's not happy with the agent, he was able to just be biased about the score. But with the AI, it's zero. Then the feedback speed. Before an agent can get feedback from his quality score, it takes days and weeks. But now, after 15 minutes, the agent gets their feedbacks. So for QA cost, the QA cost is very high. You can imagine if you are to evaluate a 200 call for an agent while you have 1,000 agents seated, that means you have to employ more QA. You can imagine how many QA assessors you will have on seat to evaluate this call. But now we can do 60%. That is, our ISA QA can evaluate 100% call, automated transcription using AI, the script adherence, tone, sentiment analysis, fatal flag alert. Immediately the call, ISA evaluates the call, you get results immediately. The QA also gets the fatal alert, bias-free, real-time dashboard, coaching data, and export to Google Sheet or Excel automatically. I'll quickly run us through this video, and this is our ISA AI quality assessor. Yes, this is the dashboard, and this is the evaluate button, the history, result, and also for ease of use, we have scheduler. So you can schedule when ISA evaluates those calls while you do other things or you rest. The analytical dashboard, and also we have the knowledge base. So what this knowledge base does is you are putting ISA to your organization. ISA understand everything you do in your organization. So we have the integration, then we have the users, the audit log, and the QA config. Danjuma said something about prompting. So this is where you prompt the AI on how you want the AI to evaluate those calls. Then you have your settings for monthly reports, email alert, security, and all of that. All right, so I'll just quickly look. The video will show you how you can evaluate the call. There is always a source folder, which is from your OneDrive. Then once you pick those calls, even if it is 10,000 calls, 20,000 calls, ISA is available for you to evaluate those calls. You select the calls. We have English, French, Spanish, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, and all of those languages also, ISA is able to evaluate them. You can now, your output, the result of the scoring will now goes to your Excel sheet or Google sheet. So once you create the sheet, then you start analyzing the calls. So I have started analyzing those calls. All right, let me move to the next slide. I don't know if you are excited about what ISA can do. You can react by emoji, just give emoji if you're excited about that demo. Just give some emoji to encourage ISA. All right, so more tools that we have in my team. We have the ISA Whisper. If you agree with me in the contact center, you have agents sitting down and you have updates on daily basis based on products. You know, a customer is on a call with an agent and the agent does not have that information at that moment. So for most of us that are not familiar with contact center, you remember when you call, the agent will tell you, please hold on. Can I place you on hold while I come back to you? ISA Whisper is a game changer to that. So that means the agent will have to stand on our desk, on his or her desk, go to his supervisor and ask, oh, a customer is on call, asking me for a particular product. No. So what ISA Whisper is doing is, from the seat on that call, ISA Whisper is listening to the customer and listening to the agent and providing information, scripted information to the agent while on that call. Is really a game changer. So once I start, let me give you an insight. The customer is saying, how can I know more about your product? ISA is already scripting that response to the agent. So the agent is relaxed and the average handling time also is reduced. So we have convert 100% of spoken calls into searchable transcripts, identify agent customers and call intent automatically, multi-language support. Yes, ISA Whisper can transcribe in Yoruba, can transcribe in Hausa, can transcribe in French, can even transcribe in Swahili. That is ISA Whisper. We have the ISA Mailman. Yes, every organization uses email. Sometimes you have 1,000 unread inboxes, messages on your inboxes. So what ISA Mailman does to you is you are relaxed. ISA Mailman handles your email for you based on your prompt, based on your settings. So what it does is we have two options. ISA Mailman studies the email, summarizes the email to you, provide a response. Now, I'll give you two options. If you want ISA to automatically respond to those emails, most especially your inquiries, ISA can allow ISA Mailman to respond to your inquiries automatically, or ISA will give you a summary, that will propose a response and wait for you to approve to send. If you are not okay with the responses ISA is giving to you, then you can regenerate again from that platform. So we have automatically clarified and route inbound emails, draft context aware responses using AI, reduce email response time dramatically, integrate with existing email infrastructure, then tracks and logs all communication for compliance. ISA Mailman also does escalation. If there is a particular email that comes from a customer that ISA Mailman cannot attend to, then he escalates to the next level. Automation and integration. How Market connects AI to every part of the workflow. The call is received, Whisper transcribed, ISA QA scores, alerts and reports, and coaching delivered. Market in practice. How the innovation team builds the AI advantage. Identify the pain. And like I said, we don't just use, we build. We look at the business challenges. We have a lot of tech innovate team that we sit down, we analyze these challenges, and we use AI to provide solution to it. So we identify the pain, we design the AI, we deploy and measure, we scale and improve. And that will be all from my side. And I don't know if we have questions to this, or if you are excited about this, you can give some emojis to encourage ISA ecosystem. Thank you very much. Back to you, Muiwa.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ayokunle. Mr. Ayokunle Sholanke is the Head Innovation and Technology here at MACT. And also, I'd like to say thank you once again, Dr. Danjuma. That was exceptionally thought-provoking. Before we proceed, I'd like to quickly recap some of the key points from Dr. Danjuma's session. So while Dr. Danjuma was going about his presentation, some of the things I picked up were the fact that the statistics around the infrastructure gap point to the fact that the opportunities are still massive within the AI space. Also, I picked up the fact that AI is no longer a future technology, it is now a daily work tool. Similarly, AI is beyond just ChatGPT. And as an individual, every one of us needs to understand how to apply AI to our various business workflows. And ultimately, as opposed to the fear of the fear that AI will replace humans, now I'm confident that AI will not take my job away, as it still requires human oversight. So, if you have any questions, please paste in the chat board, and our speakers would address to them. Thank you once again, Dr. Jajuma. Having you was truly a privilege. So before we proceed, if you have just joined us, please let us know in the chat your name and where you're joining from, your industry and role, and one thing you hope to take away from today's session. Type in the chat if you have just joined us. Let us know your name and where you're joining from. Tell us your industry and your role, and one thing you hope to take away from today's session. And now to our next speaker. I'm very excited. Mr. Emmanuel Chukwu is the Chief Technology Officer at Library Technology Limited, where he spearheads the design and development of cutting-edge digital transformation solutions for educational institutions, libraries, and organizations across Africa. He graduated with a first-class degree in electronic engineering from the University of Nigeria and earned a distinction in his MSc in Advanced Control and Systems Engineering from the University of Manchester. His expertise spans intelligent digital platforms, cloud technologies, automation, AI-driven workflows, enterprise search, and knowledge management systems. All of these are designed to enhance efficiency and expand access to information. Mr. Emmanuel is particularly passionate about the real-world adoption of AI to boost productivity, enable organizational transformation, and create smarter knowledge systems, especially in emerging markets. He is a speaker and technology strategist whose work is grounded in impact. Mr. Emmanuel, the floor is yours. Let's drop reactions. Let's react with emojis as we welcome Mr. Emmanuel. Your mic is mute, Mr. Emmanuel.
Thank you, Mr. Muyiwa, for the introduction. And thank you, everyone, for your participation so far in this webinar. Please permit me to share my screen. Give me a minute to share my screen. Okay, thank you once again, everyone. From the poll results that we got, we can see that many of us are already using AI. So in this, and mostly for personal use. So in this presentation, in this session, we are going to look at how to adopt AI in our organization. So this session is going to center on implementation. So we are going to look at ethical and governance concerns around AI. We are going to look at implementation roadmap, and we are also going to do a live demo to bring all what we have been discussing, to bring them to life. So we're going to start off with AI ethics and governance. So we'll start with the recruitment example. It's a good thing that most of us, about 1/3 of the participants here, are HR people. So we're going to use this HR example But the same example can be applied across different disciplines. You're just using the same logic to apply to your own discipline. So for recruitment is a sensitive engagement. So we need to use AI responsibly. So when we are doing recruitment, we need to be fair. Recruitment has to be fair. So first of all, you need to set your criteria, your recruitment criteria. Set a clear scoring criteria for AI to use. And there needs to be a human review. Just like Dr. Danjuma mentioned, we need a human in the loop. So there will be a human review. Then we need to take care of data privacy concerns as regards to recruitment. So we know the information that we upload. We don't upload personally identifiable information to the AI. No unfair discrimination. So we need to just like I mentioned before, our recruitment process needs to be fair. Then there needs to be audit trail and careful handling of data. Beyond HR, let's look at how we can apply AI concepts across different departments. And we're going to look at the different levels of AI usage. The level 1, which is using AI as assistant. Level 2, which is using AI as a workflow automator. Then level 3, which is using AI agents. AI agents are autonomous systems that you give a goal and it executes the task. Just like when you outsource a particular operation of your company to another, a consulting company. So you don't need to give them the steps of what to do. They will do the planning, execute the tasks. That's what autonomous AI agents do. So let's look at how we can apply AI across different departments at different levels of usage. So first of all, for HR, we've already discussed that for AI assistants, you can review one CV at a time. But for a workflow automator, you can build a workflow whereby as CVs are submitted, they are screened automatically and they are scored automatically. So the only thing that humans will do is to give final approval, review and give final approval. Now, for AI agents, you just give it the task. You give it, okay, help us find a customer service officer with a particular, with certain characteristics. So the AI agents for autonomous systems, they will decide what tools to use and they will execute the tasks, including following up with candidates for additional information. Now let's look at finance. So in finance, in the finance department, we can use AI to summarize reports. As an assistant, you can use it to summarize one report at a time. You can also build an AI workflow that will automatically extract data from invoice. So as invoices are submitted, they are automatically extracting data from them and building a report. Then, as an agent, it can automatically monitor spend and flag risk. Then in sales is a huge part of every business, and most of us are already using AI to draft proposals. Then that's as an assistant. Then you can also use it, build a workflow to automate lead follow-up. Then as an agent, you can use AI to manage prospect engagement. So the same you can apply to other departments. Now, let's look at the 80-20 rule, what we call the 80-20 rule in AI. So it's not everything that you don't need to start AI automation or AI usage in every task in your organization. You need to start, and you don't need to start with the most complex. You don't need to start the most complex AI projects. At start, you start with high value, low risk use cases. So at the beginning of adoption of AI in an organization, you start with those operations that are low risk, so that even if there is a mistake, it is not catastrophic. Those are things that you can easily review. For example, document summaries, email drafting, report generation. These are high value. This saves you a lot of time, but at the same time, there is no much risk in using AI for them. So avoid starting full autonomous decisions, sensitive HR decisions without review. So you avoid handing off an entire task in your organization to AI. You start small, take baby steps, and learn. Some of the common mistakes that we make while adopting AI in our organization. One is buying AI tools before defining business problems. So before you invest in AI, you need to first of all analyze your business, know where you need to apply AI to derive the highest value. So you need to first of all define the problems that we want to solve with AI. Then, and before you adopt AI in your organization, you need to have a policy around the use of AI. So have a policy as regard the kind of data. You don't share sensitive company information or intellectual company secret or uh, uh, information that give you competitive edge. You don't share it immediately on AI. So first of all, you need to define your AI policy. And also, yeah, another mistake is uploading confidential information. So you don't need to upload confidential information to public AI tools. Another common mistake is expecting AI to be perfect. AI is not perfect. It can make mistakes. And sometimes those mistakes can be catastrophic. So that's why there needs to be a human review in most AI tasks, especially the most critical ones. There needs to be a human review. Then another mistake is treating AI as an IT-only project. AI is not just for IT. You need to involve all the stakeholders in the organization. You need to involve the different departments because they know the use cases, they know the value, they know where they know where it is, the pain points that AI can solve. Let's look at the right ways to adopt AI. Start with business problems, don't start with tools. First of all, you need to identify repetitive, costly tasks. So what are those tasks that take all the time and they are repetitive? So those repetitive tasks, they are good to offload to AI because the difference between humans and AI is that humans can take initiative. Humans have intuition. The AI doesn't have intuition. So those repetitive tasks, you hand it off to AI, while human beings think about strategy, think about the next way to improve operation. Then you need to map the workflow. Define what AI will do. Define at what point you need to apply AI. You don't need to apply AI for every task. So step 3 is to decide what should be rules-based. So for example, in a recruitment process, assuming you do a job advertisement, so typically you have thousands, sometimes tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, depending on the organization, of applicants. So most of the time, in many of the cases, you find out that out of all the applicants, is only a small percentage that even possess the basic qualification for that role. Okay, so what you do, assuming you have 1 million applications, if you are going to use AI to process that 1 million applications, it's going to be costly, it's going to be more time consuming because AI processes is a large language model. So it's going to be more costly and more time consuming processing those with AI. So, but first of all, you need to screen out those without the basic qualification. And for that, you don't need AI to do that. You can use some other tools, rule-based, just rule-based tools. Just filter out those CVs that don't have qualification. So assuming in a typical application, you can have maybe only 20%, only 20% of the candidates that have the basic qualification before you now start ranking them. So if you are able to screen out 80% that don't meet the basic qualification, in that case, you have saved 80% of the costs than when you used AI for all the CVs. Then step 5 is to add human approval points. Then step 6, you run a pilot. So when you want to start AI in your organization, you don't need to start it across all departments and across all the tasks. You need to first start a pilot with a small subset of tasks, maybe in one department. Then by the time you run the pilot, measure the results, you can now scale what works. So next, we're going to look at AI implementation roadmap. So in this example, we are going to look at a 90 days roadmap for implementing the AI. So the first 15 days, you can use the first 15 days for awareness, to create awareness about the project, have executive briefings, staff AI literacy, attend webinars, identify opportunities, staff, train staff on what AI can do. Then the next 15 days, you use it for use case discovery. So you hold departmental workshops, then it gives you an opportunity to map the workflow and prioritize the quick wins. Those areas, those tasks that you can apply AI and achieve the maximum results. Then you run a pilot. You can use the next 30 days for your pilot. You select 2 to 3 use cases and train your pilot team. You measure productivity gains. Then the next is implementation. You can use the next 30 days for the implementation. So during the implementation, as you run your workflow, you get feedback and improve on workflow. So you iterate on the workflow, then you create policies and scale the successful use cases. Some AI readiness checklists. So let's look at questions that your organizations need to ask in ensuring that you are ready to adopt AI. So the first question is, do we have an AI policy? Before you implement AI in your organization, it is important that you have a policy. You need a policy that defines the uses of data. You need a policy that defines what kind of tasks that you give to AI and where human review is required. Then the next question, which is very critical, is training. Have our staff been trained? So training is very important in adopting AI. You don't give an untrained pilot an airplane to fly. So you need to train the staff before they can use AI. So AI brings a lot of values, but AI can also make mistakes, and those mistakes can be catastrophic. So it is very important that staff are well trained before we adopt AI in our organization. The next question is, do we know what data that should be uploaded? This is related to the policy. Then, have you identified the use cases? What are the pain points? What are those tasks that represent high value, the AI that can give us quick wins? Do you know which workflows are repetitive? Do you have human approval processes? It is important to have human processes in your workflow. Then another key question is, do you know how to measure your return on investment? Not that you invested $100,000 in implementing AI in your organization. How do you know that this $100,000 that you invested in AI, how do you measure it? How do you measure the return on investment? How do you know, okay, that the value that implementing this AI has brought to our organization, we have achieved a value of $500,000. So do we have internal AI champions? So as much as you need consultants to help with the implementation of AI, you also need your internal team to be well trained, and you need internal champions, that's AI experts within your organization. So we're going to now go into a practical demo that demonstrates all what we have learned so far. So our demo is about an AI-assisted recruitment screening. So we look at how AI can help HR reduce repetitive screening work. Let's look at the scenario. A Nigerian bank wants to recruit customer service officer for its Semebota branch near Benin Republic. So mandatory requirement, applicant must be able to speak French. So the business challenge, many CVs may not meet these requirements. HR may spend hours reviewing unsuitable applications. Shortlisting may be slow and inconsistent. Candidates may wait too long for feedback. So let's look at how we can use AI to solve this challenge. So the demo workflow. In the demo we're going to do, candidates will submit their CVs using Google Form. Then the system will check for French language evidence. Then qualified candidates move to AI for suitability scoring. Then AI compares CV with job description and the scoring rubric. Remember when Dr. Danjuma was talking about AI workflow level 2, he mentioned giving it, defining the criteria, defining the scoring criteria. For example, What score should we give to job experience? What score should we give to educational qualification? What score should we give to maybe French language or even proximity to the location and many other parameters? You need to give it so the AI compares the CV with the scoring rubric. Then candidates above a particular threshold are passed to the HR for review. HR approves before interview invitation is sent. So first of all, this is a level 2. The demo we are going to do is a level 2 AI. So that's AI-assisted workflow automation. It is more than level 1 because in level 1, the CV will be submitted one at a time. You submit one CV to maybe ChatGPT or Copilot, and it will give you the assessment of the candidate. You submit another CV. But when you have hundreds of thousands of CVs, this method is not practicable. So we are going to use a workflow. That's level 2. Then we also have rule-based screening. Rule-based screening is we can use any AI tool to automatically, any tool, not necessarily AI, to automatically sieve out those that don't have the basic qualification. It's just like even in normal manual HR screening, your senior HR consultants will not review all the CVs. Rather, you can even give most of the CVs to clerical officers that will just scan through the CVs and look out for basic qualification. I'm talking about manual process now. I remove those that don't have the basic qualification before it moves to different stages, before it gets to your senior consultants. Senior consultants will now review those ones that have, seem to be promising, then and now score them. So in doing your AI workflow, treat AI as a senior consultant. You don't need to pass all the CVs to it because it will be costly and it will take more time. So then why is this example? Why is it not level 3? So it is not level 3 because we have a predefined workflow. In level 3, you just give it a task, give it a goal, what you want to achieve. Then a level 3 agent acts autonomously. It defines the method, it defines what tool to use, and carries out the task, including even following up with candidates. So this example is just level 2. And there is a human in the loop. So this is a human in the loop demo. AI assists HR. It does not replace HR. So we're not using an autonomous agent. In this workflow, AI does not automatically hire candidates. AI does not send interview invitations without HR approval. HR reviews shortlisted candidates. HR approves final lists, and HR remains accountable for fairness and judgment. So this is the sample results. So let's now go to the practical demo. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So here we show the tools that we are going to use in this demo. So first of all, candidates submit the application, and the application, so not this one. Okay. Sorry. So the application through the Google form, then Google form sends the application to a spreadsheet, Google Sheets. Then this rule-based filter, for simplicity, we are removing this rule-based filter from this demo. So we are just assuming that we are passing it direct to the AI, but in actual production usage, you need a rule-based filter to filter out those applications that don't have the basic qualification. Then it goes to OpenAI. So here, the model we are going to use, the AI tool we are going to use is ChatGPT. We are going to use OpenAI API for reviewing the CVs and scoring them. Then candidates that score that meet the threshold are passed to HR for final decision. So remember when Dr. Danjuma was talking about, let's relate this to what Dr. Danjuma mentioned in, I want to go back to the slide. Okay, so back to this slide. So you please type in the chat box from the example that we have shown, from the workflow that we have shown, which of them is the AI brain? I need the answer in the chat box. The AI brain. So just say AI brain. You put what the AI brain is based on these tools that we are using here. I need the answer in the chat box. Okay, are there responses? Okay, so let's go ahead. So I'll provide the answer. So in our example, the AI brain is the OpenAI API. That's the ChatGPT. That's what is actually doing the AI work. Then the instructions are the prompts that we pass to OpenAI. So the prompts, that prompt that you type to ChatGPT, we've already included the prompts in the API setup, in the workflow setup. Then the tools, what are the tools that we are using here? So the tools here include Google Sheets, Google Form. We have rule-based filter tools that we use. We can use Zapier rule-based filter tools to filter the results. Then the data are the CVs that are submitted. Then the human oversight is the HR review. Okay, so let's do. So here we are going to have an example. We already have some CVs already submitted. So these are not real persons. Their names are randomly generated by ChatGPT. Names and CVs randomly generated. So just for this demo. So these are CVs that have already been submitted, and this is the scoring. So we're going to fill the Google form. So I have a spreadsheet here with sample CVs, automatically generated sample CVs. So, for example, we can apply as Shade Akonde. So Shade Akonde finished from Ekiti State University. Yeah, she has a second class upper. So let's do an application as Shade. Okay, I think Shade is SA, right? Then let's paste the CV. To make it simpler, we are not doing file upload. So let's submit. So we have submitted the CV. This is our dashboard. So it will take 3 to 5 minutes for the workflow to process the CV and give us results. So just within 3 to 5 minutes, the workflow has already automatically evaluated the CV and give us a result rather than manually reviewing the CVs. So while we are waiting, let's quickly look at what the dashboard, this platform we are using for this demo, we are using Zapier. We are using Zapier for this demo. This is the workflow on Zapier. I hope you can see my screen. This is the workflow of Zapier. So we have our Google Sheet. Zapier connects to Google Sheets. So the Google Sheets data is passed to ChatGPT API, then which uses the conversation model to score the CVs. Then the output from ChatGPT will process it. We use the Zapier code to process it in a format that we can store in our dashboard table. And this is our dashboard table. This is the default view. So here we are viewing all the candidates. We can decide to view only the candidates that are strong fits. So here we are seeing only the candidates that are strong fits. Then if maybe we don't have enough strong fit candidates, we can look at possible fits that we can include. So let's submit more CVs while we wait for the results to arrive. Let me submit another CV. Ngozi Chukwu. Another one. Onome. Sorry. Okay, so we can see Shade, the first one we submitted, has already been processed. So Shade Akande has a score of 78%, and she's a strong fit for the role. AI has already determined that, okay, yes, AI was able to identify there is a, Shade has French language, and this is a summary. What the AI says about Shade's CV. So this is a summary of Shade's qualification. So while we wait for other results, can we do a poll? Muyiwa, please help us with some of the polls.
All right, sir. We'll get to it right away.
Okay. So how excited are you about after session 1 or after what you have learned so far? How do you feel applying AI in your work? Do you feel excited to start, interested but cautious, a bit overwhelmed, or still skeptical? Please, let's submit our answers. Let's submit. 40 seconds more. 30 seconds more. 20 seconds more. 10 seconds more. Okay, we can see that some of the CVs have been evaluated, and so far the CVs, the ones we submitted, they are all strong fits. Okay, so Muyiwa, the second poll.
All right. The second poll is coming up in a moment.
Which part of your work could benefit most from AI right now? Is it repetitive admin and paperwork? Is it reports and summaries? Is it data and decisions? Is it recruitment or people task? Your answers in 40 seconds. Thirty seconds more. Twenty seconds more. Okay, it's like someone wants to submit the CV, asking about the Google form. Yes, I can share the Google form so that you can submit. Okay. So next poll. Okay, so we are done with this. Muyiwa, next poll.
The poll is up.
Okay, this is the second one. Okay, poll 3, yes, it's up. What's the main thing stopping you from using AI more? Is it that you don't know where to start? or worried about accuracy or mistakes, worried about data privacy or security, or lack of skills or training? Or is it cost, or is it team resistance? So your answer in 40 seconds. Twenty-five seconds more. 15 seconds more. 5 seconds more. 'Okay. So poll 3, we are done. Poll 4. Okay, so here are results for poll 3. So majority of our concern is data privacy and security. So we're going to talk more in the following slides about some of those concerns. So 54% said it's about data privacy or security. 12% said they don't know where to start. Then 15% lack of skills or training. Then only 12% cost. Okay. Then 8% says worried about accuracy or mistakes. So majority of our responses are centered, it's just a few percentage that is around cost. So most of the other concerns can be addressed by training. And that's why training is very important in AI, that before you adopt AI in your organization. So let's look at other slides. So let's conclude the demo. So from what we can see that our workflow is working, and AI is giving us an automatic review of the CVs within a short time. And with this, our HR can work smarter, make important decisions, make hiring decisions faster, and be able to give back feedback to candidates within a short time. So let's conclude with lessons from this demo. So what are the lessons from this demo? So AI can help organizations reduce repetitive screening work. We see it from the CVs submitted. We didn't have to manually review them, and we didn't have to, with our workflow automation, we used level 2, so we didn't even have to start putting each CV submitted in AI chat box to review it one by one. From what we have, the workflow reviews them automatically. Then AI can help us apply consistent evaluation criteria. So when humans are reviewing CVs, sometimes human judgment can come in. Yeah, it can be good. Human judgment can be good at times in that you can make exceptions. You can take initiatives, certain initiatives, and make exceptions where it is necessary. But another problem, one of the issues is that human can be biased in judgment. So the AI can help us to apply consistent evaluation criteria. And that's why it's good to combine AI review, AI evaluation with human review. So that gives you the best of both worlds. So AI does the objective evaluation while human reviews, takes initiative, makes exceptions where it is necessary. Then AI helps us to improve response speed, prepare structured recommendation, and keep humans in the loop. So why training matters? So to move from level 1 to level 2 and eventually level 3, teams need training. There are many areas of AI that you can train on. So first level is AI literacy. Okay, understanding what AI is. I believe from the first poll that we did, I believe many of us are already using AI. More than 55% said they're already using AI. So AI literacy within this audience have gone far. Then another training that is needed within organization is prompt engineering. What is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is knowing how to ask questions, knowing how to ask AI questions. The input you give, the instruction you give to AI to carry out a task is called a prompt. And prompt engineering is a skill that is being developed. So in this era of AI, is what you know or the knowledge you have is of little importance. Is what the questions that you can ask are more important than the knowledge. So it's no longer about what you know, it's about the quality of questions that you can ask. So you can get the best of AI more when you have training on prompt engineering. Another area of training is workflow mapping, use of automation tools, data protection. So many of us in the poll said that their fear of adopting AI is about data privacy. So this fear can be addressed by training. At Mate, we offer data protection training. We offer AI governance training and many other trainings that can benefit you and your organization. Just reach out to us. So these are some of the future training opportunities. They include AI for professionals. So these are professionals in the organization. So the training teaches you on how to use AI to automate most of your tasks. Then AI for managers and business leaders. So this training is a high-level training on how to adopt AI in your organization. Talking about AI governance, policies, and all the concerns. It addresses all the concerns about using AI in your organization. Then we also have prompting for productivity, AI for HR, finance. So just name it. For each departmental use cases, we can give you custom training. This demo was about HR, but we can also provide training on finance, sales. So it's not the fact that we used HR for the demo. The same can be applied across all the departments. Then we also offer training on workflow automation with Zapier or N8N. So the demo we did just use Zapier. Then AI agents for business stars, AI governance and responsible use. So the next step is not to watch from a distance. You start small, move deliberately, and build real momentum. So what we can do for you, what we at Mate can do for you, we can help you do your AI readiness assessment, AI productivity training, department-specific AI training, AI strategy workshop. So all these are what we can do for you. Thank you. And the floor is open for questions. Please type your questions in the chat box.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. What a session.
Thank you.
Let's all drop an emoji to appreciate Mr. Emmanuel. Please drop an emoji, react with an emoji to appreciate Mr. Emmanuel. React with an emoji to appreciate Mr. Emmanuel for that wonderful session. If you have questions, kindly drop them in the chat. Let the emojis keep coming, keep the emojis coming. If you have questions, kindly drop them in the chat. While we wait for questions, let me highlight a few things that stood out for me during that wonderful session. I picked up the fact that with AI, you should always set clear-cut criteria. Always set clear-cut criteria. Remember that AI is not human. Hence, it is important to give clear-cut context. Context is important when interacting with AI. Also, it's important to not upload personally identifiable information into any AI tool. Do not upload personally identifiable information into any AI tool. And then I realized the fact that the problem to be solved would inform the precise tool to be adopted. Hence, you should not pay for an AI solution without having a precise use case or a business case scenario that you're trying to solve. Similarly, you must never expect AI to be perfect. AI can make mistakes, hence the need for human review. Again, humans can take initiative, but AI cannot. And ultimately, we saw a real-time scenario of an AI automation workflow where we connected various online tools to automate a recruitment process. So do we have any questions in the chat?
Yeah, there are questions in the chat.
There are questions.
Oh, okay.
Okay, someone asked,
when you're ready,
Michael.
we'll begin to answer them.
Yes, when you're ready, I can address the question.
Yeah, I think we can. Let's take the questions.
Okay, I think let me start with just a moment. Let me start with, I'm going through the screen here to say, okay, let me start with Michael is the last question I'm seeing on my screen here. Michael says, how can organization measure the effectiveness of adoption to marketing beyond productivity gains, particularly in terms of customer experience and revenue? Michael, you're right in this area. This is the easiest metrics to take care of, but there are two things that are left here. You're looking at customer. There are two things that are left. You're looking at customer experience and you're looking at revenue. In the customer experience, you're trying to track what an AI is able to move up for you. That is satisfaction and the effort scores. You're looking at the response and resolution time. You're looking at engagement with personalized content and all the likes of them. You're looking at sentiment trend and you're looking at self-service. Now, the content may where a chatbot will resolve an issue without human. So retention and churn sit at this particular area of customer experience. And that is one of the things you're trying to look out for as another metrics. On the aspect of revenue, that matter most is the conversion rate. That is the uplift from the funnel, from the customer lifetime value. You know, you have been with MTN for how long? You don't want to lose that kind of customer that have been with MTN maybe since from inception, sort of. The average order value and several parameters. These are some of the things that AI will definitely help you to do when you defined your scenario as to how the problem you've got and what the AI should solve for you. And these are some of the other aspects that the AI can optimize to make sure that you've got value. One, maintain high level of customer experience, and two, bring in money, which is the revenue keeps flowing. Because if you satisfy a customer, the customer remains with you. And there is not enough time for us. I don't want to go into the high level technicality of AI, and I'm speaking all the language because we have various knowledge base in the house. But if you want to go deeper than just the way I've answered you now, you can come up to Magte, and Magte will we tailor a training or a bespoke solution that answers these questions for you. That's for Michael. Ima, do you want to take another one before I take the next one?
Okay. Yeah, the one I saw here, the other question I see,
Or if you
someone
don't see that,
asked,
go ahead.
how can AI improve my life? I think I saw that
Yes.
question. Yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to get to it.
Yeah. That question was asked.
Okay, that was Akinkumi Ogundigbe.
Yes.
Okay.
Take that one.
Let me check if there is another question. Help me to
No,
be more efficient.
There's another question. Take that one. I will take the next one. I've followed all the questions down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So how can AI improve my life? Wow. So
okay, let me.
So AI affects okay, let me start from your personal life. Okay. So AI takes away stress. Please, if you like stress here, kindly respond in the chat.
With an emoji.
With an emoji. With a sad emoji if you like stress. Kindly respond with a sad emoji. Okay. So if you reduce stress in your life, you have a better quality of life, you have better sleep, better health. So AI helps in many areas of your life, your work, your productivity in your work, even in your personal life. Even in your personal life. So most of some things that you don't even know anything about, you can ask AI and it will guide you. Yes, you still need to evaluate with human intelligence, but at least it has given you the basic knowledge that you need to. So AI cuts across, it can help you make more money, and who doesn't like to be wealthy here? So there are many things you can do. It can help you get better jobs. If you're a consultant, it helps you carry out your tasks more efficiently. It can help even your health, even in wellness and fitness exercise. It can help with advice. So it virtually cuts across many areas of life. Thank you. So, Mr. Danjuma, you can also add.
Yeah, I want him to look at it in three folds.
Okay.
Number one, it is a patient teacher. Nobody can be more patient than an AI to teach you anything you need to know.
Exactly.
You can keep making mistake by, let's assume that you ask it 1 + 1 and you decide it said 2 and you say 5. It will keep justifying to you why it is 2 until you have a superior argument that it can accept. So it is a patient teacher. It means that it can take you from a novice to an expert in the things that you don't know. Now, consider it as your thinking partner, because you're borrowing the brain for it to help you think. It's like borrowing his brain. Like, you know what we used to say on the street? We said, can I tap your brain for some minutes, please? Even in the office, you often ask your colleague, please, can I just tap your brain for like few minutes? Because you got an answer you've got a question to ask. So think of an AI as your personal thinker. Another sensible habit is to go along with this. It helps you to check this email I'm sending. Is it properly structured? Do I use the right language? It is going to my boss of my boss of my bosses. So the hierarchy matters. The tone matters. What kind of tonation is being used in communicating? Does it come aggressive or does it sound polite? You know, it will help you check all this. So it makes your life much easier, makes you look more polished. It's like wearing a suit or wearing a very fine dress that makes you look more handsome than usual. That's what the AI is to do for you. So consider it like a companion, sort of. Now, I will move on to a question by Oladiti. Sorry, pardon me if I did not pronounce your name well. Oladiti, this was one of the first questions that was put across. As a maintenance planner, the question was, as a maintenance planner, how can it help me to be more efficient? You know, for the planner, you are doing a lot of documentation, machine summaries, repair history, long equipment, manual down, and all those steps that matters. It turns to technicians field note. You are turning technician field note into record. You are reading and writing steps by steps each and every day. So AI is your friend because it will help you document this process. It will help you know when a machinery, for instance, requires maintenance based on the history log of the machine, as well as the operators of such machine. When should you schedule a machine for this particular task or for maintenance? When should you schedule this particular resource? Resource here are human beings that are operating the machine, as well as every other associated part that is responsible for you to make sure that you optimize production. So AI will help you do that. Now, it does that as an automator because it will just run jobs backlog by critical each asset is. It will generate a preventative schedule, and it is going to flag any part that is missing. So all the things that the human brain might not keep record of continuously, it will help you track them. Then we are looking at it, the biggest gain for a planner is the ability of predictive maintenance. You want the AI to be able to let you know that this machine is going to need servicing before it gets to where it breaks down when you're doing a multi-billion-naira job. That's when the machine fails you. So the ability to do predictive maintenance is your strongest support from AI. And I think that answered you the question. Emma, if you have something to add to that, please.
Okay, yeah, I think you answer, you did justice to the question.
And if you need something more technical, or you want us to outline how this can, in the real sense of it, looking at your workflow, how this can help support you, please reach out to us at McTech. That is our job. We will help look at your business process, outline it, train you on the things that you lack in order to give you the skills to go on with it.
Okay. Yeah, I saw another question.
Yeah.
I think from Adesoji.
Yeah.
So he said he's joining from MTN.
Yes, I saw that. Go ahead.
How can AI help in his work? Okay. But he didn't specify the kind of work, the kind of role that is but I'm just going to give
Let's assume that it is customer service, sort of customer or something.
Yes.
Or if he cares to clarify, he can drop
Yes.
a
Okay.
more
So
message
let me
there.
just give a generalized an answer that fits every role. One thing about AI, whichever AI tool that you are using, whether it's ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini. So one thing is just like they train the model. Okay. They train the models with data. So if you want to get the best out of your own data, with your own personalized data, by data, I don't mean personally identifiable information like your email, your family history, and all that. Data about your work. Okay. So let's say you just joined a new company. You can start with ChatGPT, for example. You have your account, give you the context. A maintenance officer at so company. This is it. So as you are doing task, as you are asking some questions and giving it context, over time, it will understand your job, understand the projects that you are doing. So at any point, maybe you are sending out an email and you ask it a question, you already know it's already giving you answer based on the context of your own environment, the kind of work you do. So the tone of your email will depend on where it is going out, or even some proposals, or even some reports that you have to submit. So over time, understands how you work and gives answers related to that. So this is just a generalized lesson. So that if your work requires engineering or in fact any kind of work at all, AI can carry out technical tasks. So both technical and not technical. So AI can actually be applied in every kind of discipline. So if you're into software development, AI can even develop a complete application for you. So that's why humans, your own is trying to direct the AI on what to do. So the your major skill will be how to ask or how to identify how best can this application work. Okay, so if you can identify how best the application can work, you can guide AI to do it. Thank you.
Okay. We have another question from Temi Lolua. She's on, I think, let me pull it up. It's on payroll. Just give me a moment, please. Payroll. Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to making the payroll processes more seamless. Yeah. AI is your friend. For you to be very, very efficient, I can imagine when you're running a very large payroll system of 10,000, 50,000 people, even 100,000 employees. I can imagine what it means. So AI, for efficiency, AI can summarize your payroll policy for you. It can draft the routine staff communication, like, because the way you handle payment, salaries, and all that, there are these policies changes. For instance, let's assume that you do pay, if the month is ending on Sunday, you do pay on the last Friday of that month. So all those kind of policy, the AI will handle that for you. So it does all this through the automating all the processes that happens every month for you to be able to deliver performance. It will handle all this for you. And if you have any specific needs, as in specific questions that you need to be addressed, please, we at Mate are really, really interested in talking to you. Please speak with us and reach out to us here today before you leave, and don't just leave without getting the necessary contact that will require you to get in touch for us to address your question more deeply, because this is a very lengthy time we have stayed, and we might not have addressed all your questions completely, but we have the expert in the house that will do more justice to you, tailored to your needs alone. Ima, I think, is there any other question we can pick? I think these are all the questions so far. Fisayo, I think that is the question that Fisayo asks. Like, I hope to learn artificial intelligence. I hope artificial intelligence can improve efficiency, automate routine tasks, and create new opportunities for innovation and business growth. This is the summary of the presentation for today. The whole idea that most of us are here today is how can we improve efficiency? And what way can we go about doing it? Because it is one thing to know that you need this, and it's another thing to know what to do and when to do it and doing it right. Because if you don't do it right, it might cost you a lot. But if you do it right, you will start reaping the benefit immediately. And yes, to Fisayo, AI can improve your efficiency when you know exactly what you want it to do for you. It can automate your routine tasks. What is it that you do that is standard, that you can explicitly define, that it will just handle and for you to review at the end? Now, it can create a new opportunity for innovation and business growth. Please, you can use the chat box. Tell us, what do you think is the new opportunity that AI can create for innovation and business growth? Looking at your own specific industry, your question could vary, and that could give us another 10 minutes of discussion here. If you need, drop a chat and a chat box. Tell us what it is. I'll move on from there. Okay, somebody asks that, please, can you throw more light on not sharing personal information with AI? If you look at the first slide that Ima shared, I will just start here. Ima might pick up from there. If you look at the first slide that Ima shared was on AI governance. Do not invest as a company without having your policy in place. The larger policy is from government that first of all govern the use of how we protect user data. The second phase is companies, and the third phase is individual. For instance, you don't want to use your health data and use it to ask certain questions on AI. The reason being that for every data that is shared, the AI becomes better in how you interact with it, meaning it learns from your data. And learning from your data, it becomes personally identifiable that this is the data that is tailored to you. So if it becomes more important for you to use your own personal data to interact with AI, make sure that it is anonymized. That is, your name is taken out, your date of birth is taken out, and your, maybe in Nigeria we have NIN. In the UK, you can say national insurance number. In the US, you can say social security. All those things that are personal identifier that are unique, you can take it out and anonymize the data and allow AI to interact with it for your own safety.
Okay. I want to add to what Dr. Danjuma has said. Yes, it's very important. So I want to look at it. Personally identifiable information at two levels. Okay. One is at the personal level. At personal level, you want to protect your data. Every person have their own level of exposure and risk. They want to. There are some people, for example, on social media, they share everything, even their house address is on social media. Okay. So while some other people, they don't want to share too much information because of security risk. So at the personal level, when you are using AI, so especially because there are many AI tools out there. And some of them, you don't even know who is at the back end. Okay. So be careful with how you share your personal information. For example, your email address, house address, any personally identifiable information. So this at the personal level. At the personal level, you know how to manage your own risk. Which information do you want to share? How do you feel comfortable sharing this information? So everybody, what each person feels comfortable with is varies from individual to individual. Now, let's now come to the corporate level. At the corporate level, within organizations, you have policies, okay? And those policies, that's organizational policy. Apart from organizational policy, there are also regulatory policies. So the organizational policy have to first of all comply with regulatory policies. Regulatory policies is like in Nigeria, we have NPDR. In Europe, you have, is it GDPR or that is, I'm trying to, so there are different policies governing how you use people's data. So for example, when people are submitting their CVs, there are policies, there are even regulatory policies on how you use them, even how you use them with AI. Okay, so for you to adopt AI in your organization, your organizational policy have to cover the regulatory policy. If not, your company will be in trouble from the government, because whatever your company will do, first of all, have to comply with both international and local laws regarding data. Then you now come to the level of your own company policy. Some companies have trade secrets. AI is trained with data. For example, there are companies that maybe what they have invented, what is giving them competitive edge is how their technical know-how, how they are doing rendering some particular services, how they are doing. That's why people are coming to them. There are companies that what they are doing, no one else is doing it like them. So, for example, car manufacturing companies will not upload their secrets or AI, or maybe major tech companies, they will not upload their technical know-how. So it will be part of their company policy. As we are using AI, some of this data about how we manage our operations or how we execute our technology shouldn't go to AI. That will be form part of your company policy. So like I mentioned, personally identifiable information, you have your personal level of comfort. If you are managing other people's data, you need to comply with both international and local regulatory laws for managing other people's data, and also managing your company information. So I don't know if this has addressed the question.
Yeah, there's another question that it's like we missed. Let's look at it throughout. Are you seeing it on your chat?
I saw there's one, Akin Kumi.
Yeah, that's the one now
Yes.
that is left. How can AI also be conducted as from Kinde? So Emma, do you want to take on the QMA for now?
Okay, so before Kehinde, there is Akin Kumi Ogundipe.
Yeah. That's the one.
Is that-
That's the one that is very is very. This is the one that needs to talk to us at McTape more properly. But
Okay, okay,
we'll try
yes,
and address this question
yes.
here because he's asking us, how do you see AI changing the role of technical trainers and learning professionals over the next 3 to 5 years? Which
Okay,
human skills do you believe will become more valuable rather than less valuable as AI generated content and AI tutors become the norm?
okay. So do we? Okay,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Maybe.
You can
Uh,
you can You can attempt it. I will attempt it also. So when you go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you see AI changing the role of technical trainers and learning professionals over the next 3-5 years? Which human skills do you believe will become more valuable and less valuable? Okay. So when it comes to technical training, technical information and technical training, technical knowledge.
Yeah.
Technical knowledge. Okay. That's the strength of AI. So technical AI knows the technical knowledge. Okay. So but when it comes to training, there is a whole lot. Training is far much more than having the knowledge. I don't know if you get what I mean. So, for example, AI can help you prepare presentation, but it cannot help you do the presentation. Okay. So AI can actually help. Okay. AI can actually help technical trainers in that they will be able to learn more, they'll be able to prepare better presentation. So the way I look at it, I'm not looking at it as AI challenging technical trainers. I'm looking at it as technical trainers using AI to become better. That's the way I want to look at it. So you can become more valuable as a technical trainer with AI. Thank you. So, Dr. Danjuma, you can add to it.
Now, I think the question of Ogudipe asked is very, very fundamental. And it's one of the questions that leads to people being afraid that AI will take your job. It's a good question. And it is something that the whole profession is sitting on. But to be honest, in my own view, that AI will take over part of training that were not valuable in the first place. They were not always the least, let me put it that, they were not always the least valuable in the first place. Something like producing content, generating the same material repeatedly, right? And answering the same questions. Like we used to call it the question banks in those days. So you have the question bank from which you're rolling the same question through. So answering the same question repeatedly. And also, AI tutor will handle personalized explanation, right? And practice at scale as no human would, because there is no that fatigue. It can handle it at volume and all that. And it could also build materials that have become near instant for you to be able to deal with. So does this sound threatening? Yes, in one aspect, if you don't want to innovate. If you are comfortable with just rotating the same thing, then you are at risk. But it actually frees the trainer. But if you are the type that is open-minded and want to move ahead, it frees you to focus on delivering content. But that is your ability to coordinate the discernment, the ability to read the room as we are speaking now and deliver to the understanding of the audience is something that the AI will not replace for you. So remember, in all our presentation, we have been emphasizing on efficiency. The AI will make you to be efficient by what? Allowing you to deliver your content on time, get your content ready, get you prepared ready. Then it helps you to deliver this presentation at a quality that without such support, it would not be possible. So these are some of the aspects. And I would really like Ogundipe to engage us at MACTE. And if you have specific way you want us to open up these particular questions that will be tailored to your own domain and get you well properly trained for it, please, is the kind of conversation we would like to hear. Please reach out to us today before you leave this webinar. The last one is not really the last one, but one more question came up that said, please, how can AI help one get more customers in a car sales business? See, this is the first time in this webinar that we are talking to the small businesses, those who run Lagos, from 3 a.m. till 3 a.m. We're just focusing on corporate and corporate, but this is a very good question here. Emma, your last car that you bought, did you buy it with the help of AI? Please let us know, because it's likely a car dealer here now asking this question.
Yes.
So how can it help you get more customers? Can we use our chat, please? I think we should be able to provide answer to this question. Everybody, use the chat. Just drop what you think. We will answer it, but just give us, let's spend like 60 seconds, drop a comment as to what you think. How can AI get more customers in a car sales? We have 20 more seconds to go. Emma, let's start with you.
Okay. So let me start by, let's take for instance 2 car dealers.
Yes.
One person is using AI and the other person doesn't use AI. Okay. So, and they are selling the same type of cars. Okay. Now, the person using AI, for example, can have one thing with sales, especially when it comes to cars or when it comes to things that are complex, is how you're able to explain some things to people, explain some benefits. Car is a complex system. Okay. Now, people can make their choice, especially with, if it's not the regular cars.
Yeah.
People make their choice based on the information that they have. For example, Toyota is a very popular car in Nigeria. But there was a time we had Peugeot more. There was a time we had the number of Mercedes-Benz in Nigeria have reduced. Most of that is upper class cars, Toyota have replaced them. Okay. Now, this is based on everybody is going for Toyota based on the knowledge. Okay, you have a better mechanic, you have this, you have that. So people buy based on the general knowledge that is available. I believe there are also some other cars that can do the work that Toyota, or that are cheaper than Toyota and can also be reliable to some extent. Okay. But because people don't have that knowledge, they go for the one that they are safer with. So as a car dealer, AI can help you get some knowledge about the car. You can even, between your car dealing, you will just as a side, you can even start providing small support as an additional thing. So you can educate your customers more. AI can help you educate your customer. Part of selling is education. So if you're able to explain, oh, maybe a customer has issue, you tell it, okay, you already know, not that you know, you are using AI because AI can understand complex systems and give you solution. So that's one aspect of an area that you can use AI. Understanding, giving more insights into that particular system than somebody that is not using AI. And also, AI can also help you with more sales strategy, help you identify where to reach out to more customers. Okay, thank you.
Now, let me answer my own from this perspective. Most of you are using WhatsApp for business, right?
Yes.
And in the WhatsApp for business, they have advanced it a little such that there is an automated message that hits the moment somebody drop a message to your account. Now, for a salesperson, for a car salesperson, monitoring the sales line of the company, and you are asleep, and the deal was of over 500 cars was put on the customers, on the company line. AI will pull up the catalog of the cars, send an email that very night. If the company has a policy to say for bulk purchase, we're doing between 20 to 30%, AI will apply that policy of discount, raise an invoice, attach it to the email, give it a time frame of, if we get your consent, we will begin arranging to deliver those cars within a certain time period. All those defined policy, AI will activate them on your behalf. You're sleeping. By the time you're awake, you will discover that a transaction has been concluded. You are doing this literally inside your WhatsApp, such that many of the things you're selling on your WhatsApp catalog now people are getting automated messages without you even, before you get to check them. So that's one of the ways that you can get, because for sales, the fastest person, the person that responds the fastest, close out more sales because it matters. Now, we need to move on to one fundamental question that was just dropped. It's a thought-provoking question, and it should involve all of us. And the question is, how can AI, Kanye is the one that asked this question, how can AI be used to solve Nigeria insecurity situation, e.g., end banditry? Why do you guys want us to present AI today without talking about one of the major issues that is dealing with us? So it's a very fundamental, it's a good question. And let me shock you. Mate has the capability to train, to tool also, and to guide Nigerian government in delivering the end to this kind of menace using AI. We've got the expertise to train. We know what to tell the government. We know the kind of roadmap to put in place. So please, if you're asking this question and you're here and you have what it takes to engage with us to make it happen, we'll be very happy to speak with you. But the floor is open. Everybody is free to share their opinion on how they think AI can solve Nigerian security problem. Let me start. Go ahead,
okay.
sir.
All right. So just to add to the question of AI to use solve like the sale of cars. So yeah. As you're speaking, I was thinking, what if I build an AI sales agent?
Yes.
So this AI sales agent, what does it do? It engages your customer and make sure, convince them to buy your product.
Yeah.
Like from mailing, texting, engaging, follow-ups, telling them, oh, these are the specific features of this car. This car can take you from Ojuelegba to Mail Island in 30 seconds. No, an AI sales agent can be useful. You prompting it to do a specific, like engaging your customers, giving you statistics. Oh, how many cars does Mate have? How many years do they use their cars? When will they buy the new set of? And all those statistics also can help the AI agent also to engage. So I'm thinking of building that product now.
Yes.
So ideas are coming.
It's from questions like this that ideas come.
So can we touch on banditry? Who has the capacity in the house to touch on banditry?
Okay.
Now, with artificial intelligence, with large language model that these AIs are running on, we can use data to pinpoint. Because remember, in our initial presentation, we said it has the capacity to identify pattern for you. It also has the capacity to classify data. Now, let's start with a pattern, because for security architecture, the pattern is a key thing. What are the pattern? Is it, you see, they are always kidnapping school children. So if we have seen that, if we have studied that from maybe 2011 till today, and discovered that many of the underage that have been taken hostage are always picked from schools, then the first thing AI will point out when it is going through that data is to tell you that there is a pattern here. The target is always schools. So the first thing we will now be telling government is, this is a hotspot, and this is where government need to put in more attention to. Then AI can also go further to let government be able to place a zone over that area to like it is on constant surveillance. Any any kind of movement that is unusual in such a community, individuals that have not been known before, we can do facial recognition that it will scan. Oh, this does not exist here. This kind of people are not known in this environment. There's an unusual movement of maybe 50 bikes riding at the same time, heading towards the hotspot that AI has already identified. So this is one of the ways that AI can help us in fighting this kind of menace.
Yes, I'm in agreement with Dr. Danjuma. AI is already applied in fraud detection. And fraud detection uses intelligence. It uses data patterns, based on patterns of frauds that have happened before. So there are some transactions that if you are using an AI-enabled software, there are some transactions. If you are using AI-enabled financial system, there are some transactions that it will flag and it will not allow it to go through based on certain patterns. Then when you check the kidnapping, apart from the patterns in the targets,
Yeah.
there are also patterns in the bandits. There are also patterns if you investigate the cases or if you are passing the data of where all those banditry has happened, you identify AI can process large amount of data and give it and identify a pattern in the data and now let you know what you have to be careful of. So if our security agencies are applying AI data, there is large amount of data in all the both police investigations, the bandits all the ones that are captured, where all the time, both the time of the day that it happened, what other events happened before then you'll be able to identify the pattern. So AI is about once you identify the pattern, you'll be able to stop the terrorist activities before they even strike, if you're able to identify the pattern. And
Okay, so
AI is best suited for that.
thank you very much for all the questions. We'll hand over the floor now to Muiwa to take us from here.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. It's been a very interesting conversation. I trust that we all now have practical insights on the use of AI and how we can implement AI in our day-to-day business processes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the close of today's session. What a wonderful conversation it has been. We have heard from very remarkable minds, Dr. Danjuma, Mr. Ayokunle, and Mr. Emmanuel. Each of them has offered us a unique lens on what it means to lead in an AI-enabled world. The thread running through everything we have heard today is this: AI is not something that happens to you. Rather, it is something you can choose to harness. The tools exist, the opportunity is real, and the time to act is now. On behalf of McTay Consulting, I want to thank each of you for giving us your time, your attention, and your incredibly thoughtful questions today. We do not take that for granted. If you would like to explore how McTay can support your organization's AI journey, whether through HR transformation, technology solutions, or talent development, please visit us at mactay.com. Our team is ready to speak with you. A recording of today's session will be shared with all registered participants. Watch out for that in your registered email address. Thank you once again to our incredible speakers, Dr. Kwetishe Jorodanjuma, Mr. Ayokunle Sholanke, and Mr. Emmanuel Chukwu. And thank you all for being part of the AI Edge. Have a wonderful Friday. Stay curious and stay ahead. Bye.
Thank you.